What is up YouTube? It is Matty, and this video is all about farming in 2016, which is obviously the new current year, and it's to sort of lay my thoughts and point of view on the recent update, how it's affected farming. I'll put a few things to rest really from my point of view, because I see a lot of negativity obviously around the new update. A lot of people are not happy, particularly war orientated people. I've heard that farmers aren't happy. Trophy pushers should be happier because the update was more focused around them, but yeah, I hear a lot of people saying a lot of negative things, and to be honest, from a farming perspective, I want to go through my thoughts on that. Talk a little bit about the village guard, the personal break, farming in general, is in finding bases, what sort of attack strategy to use that I'm using while I'm farming, how I compare it to before and now, and how I'm getting raided as well. So we'll start with the defense, and we'll start with my defensive log. And if you actually look through it, this goes back 9 days. I think I turned Town Hall 10 about, what was it, 3 or 4 days ago now. So a lot of these, some of these raids are going to be from previous to when I was Town Hall 9. And you'll see that I got hit, and I normally get hit pretty hard. I'm losing a big chunk of dark elixir, I'm losing a big chunk of gold and elixir as well. So getting hit on all three fronts, which isn't... sometimes people are dropping cups, because you can see the trophy range I'm at. It's around Crystal League. Bear with me, let me just sort out this Wi-Fi issue and the fact that my Wi-Fi wasn't on for some reason. Hold on. Kill the app. Anyway, yeah, so I'll go back through the log so you can have a quick look, because hold on, shimmy around, there we go. Sorry about that. But here you go. You can see I'm getting hit pretty hard most of the time. Sometimes people are trying to drop trophies and I end up gaining quite a few. But the majority of the time I'm losing pretty heavy on gold elixir and dark elixir. And you might think that looks really bad. That's horrendous. How are you gaining and how are you looting? But the simple answer is, put it all into perspective, guys. I mean, before, when Town Hall sniping was a thing, yeah, it was great, it was easy. 99% of the time people wouldn't even bother. Even when I was set on max dark elixir for my Town Hall 9 and my Town Hall was outside, people wouldn't even bother. I'd get sniped, I'd get a free shield, and they'd be off. And I'd get that every 12 hours. I haven't been farming this account for pre-Town Hall 10 for approximately a year, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, and I've probably done more farming in the last, say, week than I have in the entire of 2015, just because I was just chilling for most of it. I'm not going to lie, because I was getting war loot. I wasn't in any major rush. I was working on my mini account a bit. So yeah, I missed the Super Queen phase and this, that and the other. So I'm catching up on that now. So I've only started doing Super Queen post update. But I don't think it's a negative thing that they took away Town Hall sniping. It was a gimme. It was a freebie. It's gone. Get over it. It's no longer part of the game, and adapt to it. Or what most people do, and seems to be getting frustrated and making noise. But I am telling you now, I'm earning a lot of loot, and if you look at my actual attack log, if I just oh yeah, I kept accidentally dropping troops earlier. Whoops. That isn't even that is legitimately genuine. I was at the office and I kept raiding from my pocket by accident. I do drop trophies when I need to though, but when I'm doing my actual raids, you'll see I'm hitting good gold, I'm hitting good elixir, and I'm hitting good dark elixir as well. And the reason for that is because the raids are out there. Now, I use Super Queen. I'll show you a couple of examples of the raid. I mean, I've got my Super Queen series if you haven't seen that already. But the objective is, it's what you need to do. Okay, so if I got raided now, if I let my guard, say, disappear, because your guard is a period where you can log off, be away from your phone for the entire period. You can attack. It's basically like a freebie. You can't lose your guard, so you can do unlimited attacks during it, and you can walk away for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So you can walk away for the entire guard time, and you're not going to get hit when the guard's over. Obviously, you're back, and if you go offline, you're back in the real world. So personal breaks after 3 hours, but I do believe once you've been online for 3 hours, you can then time in your daily guard that you can use, because if you go into the shop, you can buy a 2-hour guard look to extend it to 5 hours. So I think you still can, now correct me if I'm wrong on that, play for 5 hours if you perfectly time going online, starting to raid, break the shield, use the hour guard you get from breaking the shield, then doing the 3 hours there, and then hitting towards the end of that, hitting a personal guard, the 10 gem 2-hour guard, and you might be able to stretch to 5. But let's put it this way, over the last week, where I've been doing hardcore farming, session play, playing in the evenings, playing throughout the day, I haven't been kicked off once. I've been raided a few times, but each time I raid, I'm probably gaining 200,000 gold, 200,000 elixir, and 2k dark. Let's put it on as an example. But that's how much I get raided for. So as long as I'm doing more than one raid between me going offline, I'm fine. So what I try to do is 5 or 6 raids or 7 raids, or even more. I just try and keep going for as long as I can and session play. And the idea is you might gain 2 million gold, 2 million elixir, 10,000 dark or 15,000 dark during one session, and you're going to probably lose 2.5 to 3k dark at the end of that, so you'll get a net profit of like 12k, and that's how you do it. You just, each time you're going to break your shield, you do it when at a time where you can play for quite a few times back to back. So right now, if I got raided and someone and gave me a 14-hour shield, for example, you know that when you attack, you lose chunks of shield. So you'll lose 3 hours first, I think 4 hours next, then 5 hours until your shield's gone. Now I assume if you buy a weak shield, same principle applies. It keeps going up in multiples until a point where the shield's gone, and once it's gone, you enter village guard automatically. So I believe that a village guard standard is now an hour for any trophy range, as far as I'm aware. So wherever you're sat, you should be able to, whatever happens, at least get an hour of the village guard, and that's assuming you back-to-back raid. Now I think that if you're shielded and you start doing raids, that instantly starts reducing your village guard because you're online. Because I've come off of done a couple of shielded raids, and then lost the shield and only had like 20 minutes of village guard left. So I think it starts melting away as soon as you go on. But once your village guard's over, just don't go offline. Same as before, as I used to when I was trophy pushing, or when I was sat in Champions League. As soon as I went offline, I'd get raided, because my town hall was outside and people wanted it. It's the same sort of rule that I apply to myself. If I'm trying to gain an amount of elixir, so at the moment I've got 150,000 dark, I don't want to go offline because someone will find that enticing and want to get it, because for them it'll show up as 3,500, and I would go for it if I could, if I saw a town hall 10 with no infernos. So yeah, session play is the answer for me, and in fact I'm finding it better farming than I've ever had before. I'm finding a good consistency of dead bases. I'm taking down bases where I have to break in. So if we take the last example of the raid that I just did, you can see here big amounts of loot around the edge of the base. I'm queen walking. I'm just going to speed it up. I'm pushing the queen the one way, getting the dark elixir drills, which are full because of the of all the boosting that's happening. And then I'm just pushing the queen around the outside of the base. She decides to break in because she's an absolute spaz sometimes. I sort of try and deal with that, but the raid didn't go very well at all. I ended up trying to keep her going through, but she just wanted to stay inside. If she'd have walked around the edge, she would have been a lot better off. She wouldn't have got hit by the second inferno, but she likes to make my life awkward, which is normal for the queen. But even so, I was still able to do pretty good. I did send my king in on a bit of a king rush in a minute. Once the queen dies, you can see my king's running around the outside. The healers go and help him out. funnel him in, jump him in, and go and get the final dark drill. Dark storage to get the remaining final dark. And all I'm after at the moment is dark, because I just want to be able to get my queen going to level 33, because that would be nice. Show one more raid. Go for this one. You can see almost 4,000 dark there as well. This one's full collectors, and similar to before, I just dropped my queen down, got her running around the outside of the base the way I wanted. I think at some point she ended up going, deciding to break inside the base like she normally does. We'll have a look. No, all my healers died. That's it. I just did a bit of a bad walk choice, and the air defense is absolutely destroyed my healers. And then the queen was sort of on her own, so it left me in the lurch a little bit. Used the archers to take down the final full collectors, and yeah. Searching on average for me is anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes at the moment. That seems to be about 10 to 15. It seems to be my average search time. Sometimes it is longer, sometimes it is shorter. Whether I go for a collector raid or a storage raid is dependent. So here I've got over 250,000 of each and over 2,000 dark. So that's all round a good haul raid. So for me it was a no-brainer. It's a relatively weak Town Hall 9. I just wanted to start the queen walking to sort of start clearing off one of the sides, and then eventually I was going to break her in when I found a nice point to do so. You can see she's starting to walk around the edge here. I'm just trying to remember which point I decided to break her in. I think I broke in by the Tesla there. There you go, look. Break in, cut her off with archers, get her to go inside, wall breakers to break in, open up the base, and then she's just going to run around the core and take out all the storages. So again, pretty straightforward. So Super Queen is an amazing farming strategy for me. I'm making a good profit on all three. Gold is very easy to get, by the way. Elixir is harder to get, but I'm making a good profit on the elixir as long as I don't use up all my spells every raid. And because I use 0 dark troops, I use the single poison spell, but I use that once every 5-10 raids. I'm basically just gaining dark very, very fast. So guys, if you're out there and you're struggling with farming, it's not that hard. Adjust your play style. If you're not used to session play like I had to used to when I was trophy pushing, or when I was doing deep heavy farming sessions, then that's the way you need to tackle it. But although I do really, really love the feature that you can search for a raid shielded. Now right now, for example, I'm not shielded. Sorry, I'm on guard, so it won't count anyway. But even if I just got raided and I've got a 16-hour shield, I can freely search until I find a point where I think, actually, it's a good time to attack, because I found an absolute monster of a raid. And at that point, you could say, yes, it's worth the 3-hour loss of time, or of shield time to take that raid. So again, another positive feature. But anyway, don't look at it all on the negative side, guys. You can still farm very effectively. I'm having an awesome time doing it. I'm finding it relatively easy. I've accepted that I'm going to lose big, but I'm just going for bigger raids and winning big as well. So if you apply the same strategy, you might find that it's okay and not too bad. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this video, so let me know, and peace out.